doing? Wait, what is this? What is this? What is this? Oh, what's going on? Who are you? Hello, friends and gamers. I am here, finally. So we are going to talk about Tokyo Game Show today. I wanted to watch it live, but I decided against it because last year things were very different for Tokyo Game Show. So right now I'm just kind of like, okay, weird. Last year, I swear to God, the HoYoverse, because we're just going to talk about HoYoverse today. Maybe we'll do another video where I piece through the other live streams, but because there's been some other ones that I'm like interested in, but anyways, HoYoverse, right? But last year, I swear to God, they had like an hour for each of the HoYoverse games. So, and by each of them, I mean, it was like more or less an hour-ish. There was like an hour for Genshin, an hour for Tears of Themis, an hour for Zenless Zone Zero, believe it or not. And then they had a section for Honkai Star Rail, which I believe was under an hour. And I don't even know if they mentioned Honkai Impact 3rd back then. It was a whole different ballgame. So it was at least 3 full hours long, if not closer to 4 or 5. I could have sworn it was like 5 hours long. It was really, really long. At like before the sun had come up. I was so loopy at that point. I watched it last year, but so going into this year, I was like, there's no way I'm waking up at like 4:30 in the morning to watch this thing for like 5 hours straight. There's no way. I cannot do that today. Obviously, I didn't even get to this until like more than 12 hours later, but I wasn't even gonna watch the live stream, and we're not gonna watch the full live stream because it is 2 hours. This year it's 2 hours, which is a huge improvement, by the way. But we do have it open to start because the other portions of this, and I'm not going to talk too much about Tears of Themis just because I don't play it. I have played it a little bit, but I don't actively play it enough to really talk about it. But so we're not really going to look into it. We might look at we might like scrub through it really quickly because the art for Tears of Themis, oh my God, it's always so good. The art always gets me. Every time I see like they drop new event art, I'm like, ooh, maybe I want to play it. Because I know people who play it, right? And I'm just like, maybe I do want to play Tears of Themis every time. But so we might look at the art just because I really enjoy that. But Genshin has not posted a single thing from Tokyo Game Show. If we go up here, Star Rail has, right? Honkai Impact 3rd most definitely has. That's what we're going to mostly be focusing on is Honkai. This is a Honkai video. And then Zenless Zone Zero tweeted. Zenless tweeted. So we can start here. I don't even know because I was looking through the comments and there's no timestamp for Zenless, so it's probably just in there somewhere, which this is a total downgrade from what we got for Zenless Zone Zero last year, by the way. Because like I said, Zenless Zone Zero last year had like a full hour. They showed gameplay. It was insane, right? They like were in that game. But for this year, we just got a special announcement between Zenless Zone Zero and Tokyo Game Show 2023 that it will be released on console, PC, and mobile in the future. No date was given, and I'm not of the camp of like release it as soon as possible. I like actually want I want the devs to take their time because they took their time with Star Rail, and Star Rail is so good. It is so good. So I don't care how long it takes them, but like it's like everyone acts surprised. That's what it feels like. It's like everyone acts surprised. Everyone knew it was coming to these platforms. I guess if anything, consoles is like a new thing, but they showed it on PC and mobile last year, like gameplay for it, I think. And there's been one closed beta for Zenless, and I'm pretty sure it was on PC and mobile. So not the biggest thing. And also they don't say which consoles. So it's like, okay, fine, whatever. Okay, I'm moving on. But that is the Zenless Zone Zero news. They did give us a little bit of something, and there might be more in the live stream while we piece through it. I'm unsure, but let's bump that up to 1080p. And I just want to kind of scrub through to see if they show any video for Genshin, because I think they obviously are talking about Fontaine, right? But I don't know if there's any full-length video. It looks like they're showing the trailer that we've seen, the Fontaine 4.1 trailer. So it was a good trailer. I'm not surprised. So looks like I think they're just showing that. Nothing super new. They're talking about new A.L.I.S.O.N. And I think it's just 4.1. Seems like they're looking at some of the stuff they have. Is it the gameplay? Who's on this team? I don't think they have the new character. No, it's 4.0 gameplay that they're showing. So nothing new there. Oh, some TCG, I guess. Maybe competitive TCG. And then we have Star Rail. Then we go right to Star Rail. So I'm pretty sure that's it. That's still okay. Star Rail. There we go. So Star Rail. We have a video. It's not a super long video, but we have Grasp the Stars with Topaz, actually. Traces of things that happened, people encountered, and roads walked all leave their mark atop the lines running along a palm. And the most important fact remains, these lines continue to stretch on. So that's what we are getting from Star Rail. Let us go. I almost hit the enhanced bitrate. Nope, no enhanced bitrate. So we do have something from Star Rail. So we'll watch this and then we'll go through the stream, see if there's anything else that of note. Because last year they showed like merch for some of the games as well, and it was the cutest stuff. It was so cute. It was so, oh my god, it was so cute. But we do have our first like real video of the live stream, and oh. Okay, they're starting with game footage. I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing? Okay, so they're just starting with like basic game footage of where we've gone so far. Hopefully no spoilers, because I haven't finished. Looks like it's just fit. Stop, that's too meta. Because we never know what Sal's playing on her phone. I don't think it's the actual game. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Oh, the tree! That's good. That's good. That's funny. All right, that's fun. That's a fun trailer. Have we ever heard this music before? I like it a lot. Fight Club? Only Fight Club had that cool of gameplay. We got a little trotter, the new Simulated Universe frame update. My fave, Imbibitor. Oh, it's Storm Disaster, sorry. No, it's like my fave, Imbibitor Lune. My favorite character. But then the Swarm Disaster bugs showed up. I hate them so much still. Oh my god, I think I've gotten more used to them. Oh, that's a cool shot. And then Fu-Xuan and Jingyuan over there. That's really cool. Oh, that's really sick. I like that a lot. Editing is also on point. Our girl Fu-Xuan? TLDR, the first time anyone officially saw Fu-Xuan was Tokyo Game Show last year. So, oh, and Jinglo. Okay, awesome. Was that the first time we got like close-up gameplay of her? Oh, she's so pretty. I'm gonna regret pulling for Fu-Xuan because I'm gonna want her. Okay, that was like a PlayStation trailer. And Scroolum's on it? And I think that was Topaz with the short hair. We'll know in a second, obviously.
Bellabog.
Yep, Bellabog. I always forget how much this looks like the other thing from Honkai Impact. A little coin. Okay, so that is Topaz. That was Topaz on the art. She's so pretty. See, I need more fire characters. That's all we get from Topaz. You know, I'm not surprised. I was seeing people mention Topaz on Twitter, like nonstop. So I was like, okay, there's gonna be some good stuff. But I'm not surprised because usually if they are gonna drop a new character like that, it's just like a split second. Even the Fu-Xuan reveal last year was like a split second at the end because they just showed that cutscene with Kafka. And Fu-Xuan shows up for a split second at the end. So that was how they introduced her last year. And it's just like, wow, not much going on. But like HoYoverse has done this in the past with the other games as well. Like Genshin, we had, I think it was the Yao official reveal in a similar fashion. I think it was at Game Awards. I was like, it's not Gamescom or the other one. It's the award show, the Game Awards from last year. So like, not surprised. I was expecting more Topaz. Because I think Topaz is the one with the little trotter pet, right? I was expecting to see the trotter, and she had a coin, so she probably is the one with the pet trotter. But I wanted to see it. I would like to see it. It was still a cute trailer. I don't know why she's in Bellabog, because I thought she was a resident of the Xianzhou. So I don't know why she's in Bellabog and talking about Bellabog. Are we going back to Bellabog for like main stuff? No, because main story is over for a while. I feel like if anything, I was hoping they would show us more of the next place we're going to. Because so far, I still don't know where that is. But I haven't finished Trailblaze mission, so maybe I will. I don't know. But that was, I think, probably it. And see, they have all the logos here. But that was, I think, it. Oh, the Wababoos! Wait! They have the Wababoos! And VTuber! Heck yeah! I think they're just talking about events then. We have, look at Imbibitor Lune, even though his banner is over, but he's so cool. Oh my god. And what team do they have running here? Because I'm curious about this. They don't have too many characters available for them here, but I want to see, because it looks like they had Fu-Xuan and Imbibitor Lune in a team, and that might just be them putting like new characters on a team, but I'm curious because I want to run them on a team together. It looks like they just put all the new characters together because there's also Kafka here. And I don't know who specifically like are the VAs they got, because usually they have VAs announce this, and it could be Kafka's VA. I don't know. I'm not actually listening to it. Events overview, and then I think this next is Tears of Themis. Yeah, Tears of Themis. I couldn't tell because I'm used to the English logo, but no, it's Tears of Themis. I believe they're probably just going over some events. Oh wait, what does Tears of Themis have? Do they have a Hoyo Lab event? This is strange. Wait a minute. Because I know they've done a Genshin collaboration, because there's, why do I forget the bunny's name? Why am I literally blanking? Is it? Yeah, no, I guess it's a HoYoverse themed event in Tears of Themis. Stop, I kind of want to play it. How good would Tears of Themis be for second monitor gaming? Like, can I auto clear? Show me like in-game. Oh wait, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this here? Oh, that's really cool. Stop. This is what I'm telling you guys. Every time I see screenshots or screen caps from Tears of Themis, I want to play it. Maybe I should just bite the bullet because I have an account. I started playing it like last year or the year before. Ooh, ooh. wait. I want to see the art. I want to see the art. The art is always so good. Look at that. Why is his feet out? I don't know who you are, but why are your feet out like that? Okay, we need to keep going. But the art for this godforsaken game is so good. It is so good. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that it's not good. Look at this, it's blurry and it's so good. Okay, all right. I think we're on to the, oh my God, you've gotta be kidding me. You've gotta be kidding. What is that? I don't know. I don't go here, but you've gotta be every time. The same thing happened last year. This is actually from last year, but after, oh, they don't miss. They don't miss. They know what they're doing. Oh my God, and what's this one? What's this one? They know what they're doing in this godforsaken game. They really do. Okay, we need to move on because... Stop. This isn't even the one I wanted to look at, but it's better. Okay, this godforsaken game. All right, we need to move on to the main event that we all came here for. My thing glitched, but it's gonna be the Honkai Impact third bit. We have a first look at part 2, which feels like unreal to say. Also, they announced like the date, February 2024, which feels so early because I think the date that was running around, like the vague time period that was floating around was spring 2024. So I'm thinking like Q2, quarter 2, you know, like somewhere in and around there. February, I guess technically is like the month between winter and spring that no one really knows how to categorize. It depends on like where you live. Like February would already be spring in like Texas, where I live, but you go like to New York and there's still snow on the ground. They're still getting snow days. Like February is still very much winter. And because I grew up in like a colder state, I associate February with winter. It's Valentine's Day, there's snow on the ground. February is still very much winter to me. So I see this and I'm like, this is a lot earlier than I was intending. But we have our first look at part 2, which I'm still not even caught up with main story, but it's like, I'm excited. Okay. It is a 9-minute video, so this is gonna be, we're gonna be here for a minute. We still have quite a ways to go with this. And it looks almost like the entire rest of the thing is Honkai Impact. Oh, no, wait. Is that Zenless? Okay, no, there is a bit for Zenless Zone Zero. We'll go into that at the end. Because that's the reason why I wanted to bring up the live stream, because Zenless Zone Zero didn't post anything, but it looks like they did have something there, like some gameplay first looks and stuff, so we might just watch through that with the sound off so I can talk over it easier, because I probably will just talk over it. Anyways, first look at Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2. I've seen some screenshots and I know there's certain things I want to specifically talk about. Ooh, it's clean. That is 60 frames. Ooh, there's a lot going on already. Oh my God, why is it so fast? Are we gonna see the moon, Kiana? It's literally a full live stream. 7 years. I haven't been playing for 7 years. Whoa. Yeah, we're in 1.5 right now. So what are we getting for part 2? Mars? I mean, I guess that makes sense. We did the Earth thing. I guess it makes sense. We're going to Mars? Is Mars an inhabitable planet? I mean, it's Honkai. It's Honkai Impact. Literally anything is possible in this godforsaken game. Weirder things have happened. Commander Helia? Oh. What's going on? Hold on. So we really are going to Mars with new characters nonetheless. This doesn't feel right. Wait, is part 2 like a different cast of characters? Because that does not feel right. At that point, it's like, what do we do with this? I like the name Helia because it's definitely a play on Helios, which is like Greek mythology sun god, I think. And Hyperion is also a Greek god. So I see where the naming conventions come in, but where... And that was also a new character. You're really cool. This is... I don't know who's who, but those are cool. They're cool characters, but they're not the characters I'm used to, you know? Ooh. Oh my God, she's beautiful, but she looks like Himiko a little bit, like a young Himiko. That's weird. That's weird, but she's beautiful and I love her. Oh, I thought that was Zenless. Wait. You could have told me that was from Zenless. Oh, you're fun. The glasses character. Why do I feel like that's the character I'm gonna relate to? Because she's also looks like the techie one because she had the phone and like was twirling the pen. I feel like I'm gonna relate to that one the most. Unsure, but her outfit's cool. It's like giving like a weird mix between Zenless Zone Zero and Star Rail, but not Honkai Impact itself. But maybe once we see gameplay. Oh, okay, you are also a new character. The moon! Doggy! Oh! I'm sold. I'm sold with the doggy. Big doggy! Is that gonna be someone's, like, ultimate or something? Who are you? Who are you? Oh my god, wait, is that a new... Please tell me that's a new villain character. Like a new morally gray villain character, please. Who are you? Who are you? I'm very easy to please with my character design preferences, all right? I'm very easy to please. I realize I should be keeping a running list of the characters in various video games that have gotten me to play or consider playing the video game heavily when I did not before, because there's similarities. There are heavy similarities in all these characters. I realized this specifically recently because I mentioned something about Kaya, and then I mentioned something about Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3. These are the characters. Kaya, Genshin Impact, Asterion, Baldur's Gate 3. Roland, Punishing Grey Raven. It's very easy to tell what is going on here. There's more, I just can't think of them off the top of my head. It's not exclusive to games either. But yeah, the reason why I didn't play Genshin Impact at launch is because I just wasn't interested for a while. Then I saw Kaya and I was like, okay, I fold. You win. And now here we are. Anyways, everyone should say thank you, Kaya. But whoever you are, yes. That is where we were getting with that one. Whoever you are, yes. Even this art style is like, I'm not quite used to it. But it's like a similar art style, it's just a little different, which is why I think it's giving Zenless Zone Zero, because Zenless Zone Zero has a little bit of a different art style from regular HoYoverse shenanigans. Now, who are the... Because I was interested in both of these characters. The red hair one, that kind of... Part 2 unveiling? Yeah, what are we talking about? Oh, so we're just going to space. Honkai in space. I thought that was Star Rail. I mean, it would make a lot of sense. So I'm expecting this, HoYoverse, I am. If we're going to space, it would make a lot of sense to then have the Honkai Impact 3rd Honkai Star Rail crossover event in part 2. I'm just saying, if we're going to space, someone's got to do it. I don't care if Honkai Impact 3rd does the crossover or Honkai Star Rail does the crossover. It has to happen at this point. It's just, it's setting up for it so well. Like, it's there. It's all right there. It would have made sense regardless, even if we didn't have the part 2 premise on the horizon. But now, the fact that we're straight up going to space, it makes a lot more sense. Although, I don't know how much sense, but it definitely makes more sense. We have to do that. We have to, right? Like, we have to have the crossover now. What's Hyperion 11? Is that the name of the ship? So there's different backgrounds? Okay. Will they be done well? Upgrade? Wait, I like the combat experience. What? Who? Astral Ring. What's the who? What? Thank you for the gameplay demo. Thank you. I do appreciate a gameplay demo. I really do. I have a whole series for gameplay demos. Right at 2023. Okay. Evolution of combat. I like the combat system though. Oh my god, it's the cafe. Wait, don't tell me they're going full open world. We're not doing this. Y'all tried it. Because for whatever reason, Honkai Impact 3rd does not sit well with an open world concept. I don't know what it is. Wait. Oh my god, wait, who remembers that one bit that I remember it was released around April of this year. There was a very short gameplay demo-esque thing shown at the end of one of the Hyperion lounges. And I remember it was like the end of March, early April, because when I watched it, I was like, what is this? What's going on? And then as I was editing it, April 1st hit, and I was like, oh, it's an April Fool's Day prank. It's open world Honkai. Haha, that's the funny joke. I have to go find this. Wait. Because back when it released, I was like, what the heck is this? This is like, what are we doing? It was like I-Chan or Chrononavi, however you want to say it, on an open world background. I forget when it was. It had to be for 6.6. It had to be for 6.6. I took a break from Honkai right after that. Was it? Because I don't see it now. No, maybe it was 6. Because it had to be around here, right? 4 months ago, May 10th. Okay, so no, it was the previous one. Why'd I close it? Why'd I close the tab? Why'd I do that to myself? So that was May 6.6 Dreamweaver. Okay, no, it was the one for 6.5 then. Okay, I'm gonna open this in another tab this time, so if I close it, we're not, no, here it was. This was it. Oh, this has to be it, right? It looks the same. It looks the same. It's the same sort of vibe with that open world, but it's just, they threw A.L.I.S.O.N in there. Rip Unity. Rip the Unity demo. This has to be it, right? Because even like the style, it's similar enough for it to, that realistically, I think that's what they were showing off, which is insane because this March 30th was when they premiered it. And now we have this for part 2. Part 1 wasn't even over yet. Was it? It might have been, I think. No, because we had Susanna. So part 1 had like just ended. Oh my, there's no way. Y'all. Y'all. It's also translated now. It wasn't translated when I watched it before. Whoa, I'm like in shock now because that's what this that's what this was. In the character icon up here, so I guess they're gonna be up top now. It feels wild in a way, but that's exactly what this was. At least we finally know. I mean, 5 months later. Insane. That feels insane for some reason. I don't know what to do with this information because it has to be, right? Again, it's giving a weird combo of Star Rail and Zenless. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone but me, but that's what it feels like in terms of like art style. It doesn't feel like Honkai Impact specifically. And maybe it's because we don't have the main trio. I do hope they will make an appearance somehow, in some way, at least a couple of them. Or even, I think there was an anniversary art recently posted with Einstein and Tesla in it. So maybe they'll be part of the thing, which would, I guess, also make a certain amount of sense to have Einstein and Tesla there if we're going to space. What is this art back here? Is that one of our main trio characters? Because that was the other thing in this. I don't know if we can find an example of it, but if you look around here, there is posters for OG Honkai Impact 3rd. Like, there's posters around for Honkai. And honestly, now that I'm seeing other characters, maybe if we look close enough, no, this has to be what they were showing off. It has to be. I also can't find the godforsaken little Honkai Impact 3rd posters, but I know they're here. Also the fact that they have like a little bit of a focus on vending machines and we just had that. Where are the godforsaken? I know that the posters exist because I tried to look at them, as well as there's like fake QR codes around. I tried to scan them and it didn't work. I feel like I'm going insane because it feels like the Honkai Impact 3rd fake posters just aren't there. Also, I'm just now realizing this is Sora. Sora's just chilling. Why is Sora just chilling? Okay, yeah, their Honkai Impact 3rd logo with a QR code. So there's those around. There's just there's so much going on. There's one of our characters. Can I have character names just so I know who I'm talking about? This character's fun. I feel like I'm gonna really like this character specifically, but it might be the glasses effect. I also feel like I'm really gonna like this character. I think it's a Himiko effect on her, but I'm vibing with these characters. They give more Star Rail than anything else. And was that a jump? Can we jump now? Why does she have a tail? Why does the little one have a tail? What is going on? What are these opponents? Those look like Genshin opponents. I mean, I guess it is part 2. So, but are you telling me this is a whole world on Mars? Also, we have some of the more traditional looking architecture over here. And that is exactly what we have here. That is exactly what we have here. The traditional looking architecture in like a futuristic city. It's exactly that. I cannot believe 5 months they've been cooking this. They've been cooking this for 5 months. I feel like I'm going crazy, but that's, oh my God. Obviously they've been cooking this for much longer, not just 5 months, but like they put this in a Hyperion lounge 5 months ago and we're like, hee, okay, bye guys. And all of a sudden, 5 months later at Tokyo Game Show, they're like, hey guys, look at this. First time we're seeing this, right? No, I'm going bonkers. I don't know how I feel about the opponent switch up though. It feels like, I know I've made this joke before and I know I keep pausing, but I have to say this uninterrupted. The running gag that I would say about Honkai Star Rail for a while was that Honkai Star Rail is either Genshin if it was Honkai Impact 3rd or Honkai Impact 3rd if it was Genshin. And they took that. I remember I said the same thing about the 5 months ago thing. They took it a little bit too far now, and the HoYoverse is caving in on itself. This is like a combination of all the games currently released and unreleased. Only thing we need now is like, I don't even know. We need something from Tears of Themis to feature prominently now in Honkai Impact 3rd, and then we're done. Honkai Impact 3rd has just become an amalgamation of all the games, released and unreleased, because Zenless Zone Zero is also in there. I don't know how I feel about it. Honestly, I feel like I might enjoy it, but I also feel like it might, because I've already kind of come to terms with the fact that I am more of a Honkai enjoyer at this point than a Genshin enjoyer. I still love Genshin, by the way. but I just haven't felt as motivated to play it recently. But I felt really motivated to play the two Honkai games. So I'm just like, I don't know if maybe it's just like a back and forth. Like, you gotta take the lows sometimes, you know? But I feel like this might be like the nail in a coffin sort of scenario. Like, I might just go full Honkai Impact 3rd. And Star Rail, obviously. I love Star Rail too much to give it up. But even like, because like we have Big Hammer, Tiny Girl Big Hammer, and she holds that hammer like Herta. But it's like open world combat, or open world is in quotations because I don't know if we're gonna have full open world or not. Right now it's looking like we might have full open world, and I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, I want to see this gameplay with the handguns. I love handgun gameplay in Honkai. It's so satisfying. Yes, I main Hersher finality right now. What about it? What about it? Even the opponent, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. Everything looks really good, and I feel like I'm really going to enjoy it, but it also feels very similar to Genshin. And so I don't know how that's gonna... Oh, wait. Stop right now. Stop right now. Was that a chain alt? Was that... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is 200% a chain alt. I don't know if those are like unique to certain characters. Whoa. Because Aether games are just chain ultimates where you can have two characters, sometimes three, link up and just do these really cool ultimate animations. Are we getting that in part 2? Because honestly, you know what? I take it back. This alone makes me excited for part 2. Chain ultimates. I'm okay with it now. I'm all right. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about anything I've said. Also, the red-haired character, I love her gameplay. And so I feel like that looks really fun. This just looks very fun. I also like the idea that it seems like these like teams of characters are getting bigger. Not necessarily the playable amount. I'm fine with the 3-player teams, but I like her. Wait, her weapon's a yo-yo? Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. But I like the idea that the, like, what's the proper word? The teams that are going out on these little like missions of sorts, it feels like, are bigger because it just makes sense to have more people, doesn't it? Like, it just makes sense. We're in Mars. It makes sense to have larger teams. I do like the 3-player or 3-character teams though that we have in Honkai Impact, so I don't know how we'll go with that. Oh, hello. It went boom. And that was a lot. It definitely is a different combat experience, but I don't know how I feel about it because it doesn't feel like Honkai in a way. And obviously I'm not like a Honkai Impact 3rd expert, but I love this game. I do. I have moments where I'm like, why are we doing this? But like at the end of the day, I really do enjoy it. So, I think I have to trust HoYoverse to put out a good game though, just because, I mean, Star Rail was so good, but I know that sometimes story can get a little wishy-washy in the HoYoverse games. Like we have the infamous Inazuma arc that has so much potential and just kind of fell a little bit flat in Genshin. And then as far as I've heard, not to spoil, the ending of part 1 was quite rushed in Honkai Impact 3rd specifically. I feel like I'm very happy with the story so far for Honkai Star Rail, and the pacing and everything feels really good. I think it's entirely possible to play the game just with the main story and not entirely be missing out on a ton of lore, because that's the problem with Genshin, that if you are just playing the main story, not side events, not looking at like weapon descriptions and things like that, you're missing out on a lot of lore, especially unvoiced side quests. The world quests, if you don't play this in Genshin, you're missing out on like half the lore. So, but I feel like in Star Rail, if you are just doing voiced story content, not even like side character companion missions, I feel like if you're doing that with Star Rail, you're getting enough of the story for it to make full sense. And I like the direction it's going in for Star Rail. So I have to trust that Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2 will be to that caliber, because Honkai Impact 3rd kind of falls more into the camp that Genshin does, where if you're like, they have full events. They have full limited time-gated events that if you don't do them, you're missing out on like a full arc. It's like not like you can play the game without it, but like you're missing out on a full, like there was a 3-part version to version to version event. The Luna Kindred event, I almost missed the middle chunk because I wasn't paying attention. Like that's what we get with Honkai Impact. So I'm just like, I don't know. I have to trust that it'll go over well, right? Because so far, like Honkai Impact 3rd, the story, like the main story, is so good up until I've heard the ending of part 1. I can't say for part 1.5 because I haven't done it, and I haven't even finished part 1 yet, but I've heard about the ending. So I don't know. I think it's intriguing. I'm excited. I'm really excited for it, but I think I at the same time, it wouldn't have made sense, because I was gonna say I think it would have made more sense for that to just be a new game at that point. But at the same time, to release a whole new game right after releasing Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero is on the horizon. That's a lot of work. Like, that is a lot. So I guess it makes more sense to just release it as Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2 story. But I do and am curious, I think now, how it's going to incorporate into Part 1 and Part 1.5. Because Part 1.5, for the most part, there's like a little bit of differentiation with the characters that are put in the forefront, but it's still like, we have Sela, like Susanna gets a part, Kira was there, like it's still characters we know and love. Fuha's there. So like it's still characters that are very much connected to the brand of Honkai Impact 3rd. Part 2, it seems like we're getting all new characters that we've never really seen before. So I wonder how that's going to incorporate into the main story, because this is technically also the main story. So I wonder how that's going to incorporate in and make sense. Obviously, we know she exists. There is an Ai-chan model. She exists. I don't know how, but I don't think they would have made a full Ai-chan model for Part 2 and had her running around if she wasn't going to be there. So I guess we know that maybe that's how it connects. Maybe Ai-chan is running the show. Like, I don't know. Right now, I don't know. And obviously, that's the whole point. They just teased it. It's a first look. I think it's promising, though. I think it looks enough like Honkai Impact to be recognizably Honkai Impact, but at the same time, it also doesn't. I don't know. I'm a sucker for chain attacks, chain ultimates, so like, look at me there, I guess. But I just, at the same time, I'm just like, this is very different. It's very, very different. And I don't know how well it's gonna connect into the thing, but let us tap back into the actual Tokyo Game Show bit, because maybe there's more here that will like make it make sense, you know? So they showed the trailer, they showed the first look. What is going on here now? Oh, it's a Sela figurine. I'm like, wait, this is funny. We have Sela and then we have Tiny Bronya. So I do wonder if they're showing anything else that we did not get, and it looks like immediately they kind of are. Immediately they are. So what did they show in Tokyo Game Show? This was not in the thing, I don't think. No, this was the preview for, I think, the new version that's currently ongoing, right? Yeah, this is the preview for 6.9, the version we're currently in, because there's Siren. Okay, they're showing gameplay for Siren. I think they're talking about the thing. They're showing event stuff, Promare, however you want to say it, the collaboration that I still haven't looked at. And then, oh, no, that was it. That was most definitely it. They're looking at the figurines. You know what? I would do the same thing. I would probably break one accidentally. So that was it. Now, I saw some screenshots floating around on Twitter, but I don't know if those were leaks or not. I don't think they would be, because this isn't releasing until 2024. So I don't think y'all got your hands on those. They were like, they were there, but I will not talk about what I saw floating around on Twitter, because I didn't look at it super closely because I didn't want to get spoiled for anything. If it wasn't, because I try to avoid leaks like the plague. I try to avoid them very extensively, but sometimes they fall through, you know? The Twitter For You page is not the greatest place to be, but so that's it for Honkai. We've talked quite a bit about Honkai. I've been recording for 40 minutes now. I thought this was going to be a quick one and done, but it is most definitely not. And so now it looks like we have some gameplay from Zenless Zone Zero that has not been posted elsewhere, so we are going to have to watch it from Tokyo Game Show, which is not translated, but looks like we got something at least for Zenless, which is great. I like this little set they made up for it. That's really fun. I wonder if they're going to show... Looks like they are talking about some of the characters, but I don't know the names of the characters like closely enough. Oh, wait, because they're talking about the set. Are these actual... No, because they couldn't show those. These are like various... Oh no, these are totally various like pop culture things that they took and made. They made like parodies. When Mary met Allie. Bro. There's one over here, The Legend of Horus. I think that might possibly be Legend of... My brain goes to Legend of Korra, obviously, right? But I don't think that's it, because these are all like very like classic things, to the point that I can't even recognize some of them because it's like not the greatest. They just like, because it's not like a clear picture. That's funny. That's pretty funny. I love a niche pop culture reference, and if we have to have niche pop culture references in Zenless Zone Zero because they exist in Star Rail, and the two games are somehow connected because Belobog exists in both games. That's it. That they're somehow connected because Belobog exists. Belobog exists! I'm just kind of skipping over this part a little bit because I don't know. It's not translated and my Japanese is so bad. Okay, so we have gameplay. I don't know if it's new gameplay, but I haven't seen a ton of gameplay just because they, like I said earlier, there was one singular closed beta for Zenless Zone Zero and I didn't knock it in. So I'm kind of hoping, like that's what, when I saw the posting, the Twitter post, this one earlier, I immediately, because I just saw like it cut at special announcements and like I think it showed a little bit of this because I got a notification on my phone for it because I have notifications on for Zenless Zone Zero. They don't tweet that much. I want to know when they tweet. Thank you. But I got the notification and I only saw the very beginning of it because that's how Twitter notifications work. And so immediately I was like, oh, I thought it was either going to be a release date announcement, like a guesstimated release date, kind of like when they said spring 2024 for Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2, or it was going to be CBT2 announcement. And it wasn't because I would like to get some gameplay experience in with this game. I know they've shown it at like cons and stuff, but I obviously haven't gone to any cons that HoYoverse has been at. So I do want some, I want to see something from Zenless, you know, because it looks so good. Like unlike the other HoYoverse games, it's made in Unreal 5. So it looks so good. And that's kind of like the art style here reminds me a lot of what looks like we're getting for part 2 in Honkai. So I'm just like, oh, what are we doing? And also, I'm so distracted now because we have this ramen guy. I know they mentioned this, I think last year, but they didn't go into detail on the ramen. It looked like everything about this is so cool. And it looks, this is console gameplay as well. They're doing this with a controller. This is console gameplay. I can't specifically tell what console, obviously, but I guess that makes sense that they were like consoles. I think Zenless will probably play the best on console though, console or PC. I think it's gonna be more similar to Genshin in the fact that it is gonna be a beast to try and get running on a like mobile device. I don't think it's gonna run well on mobile, but maybe I can be proven wrong. I also am very curious about that mechanic they showed because they keep showing that little bar. There's 2 character icons on both sides. I do wonder what that is supposed to be just because I don't have gameplay experience with this game. So, and now that I think about it, they did say this was like an action RPG and they used the same terminology to describe Honkai Impact 3rd. So I guess that makes sense why I thought part 2 looks similar to Zenless at the same time. What else do we have? I think they're just talking about characters maybe? Because we have the main 2, like I think that's like quote unquote the player insert, but I think they're different characters, like specifically. They're most definitely going into, they're talking about them, but do they give them names? Can they just post this? Can they post something similar on the... All right, I should realistically be able to read this. I should fully. Can I? That's debatable. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So they do have names. Did I have to look it up a little bit? Yes, absolutely. To be fair though, just from listening, if I had just listened, I could have picked up the names if I trusted myself. So they do have names. We have Akira and Rin, and I don't know if those are going to be like you're playing as Rin, or it's like a player insert where you can name them. Maybe it's more like the player insert and they have an official name, but like you don't need to use it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's our player insert. I don't know how Zenless Zone Zero works. I didn't get to play it. I do like how they both exist. Like they're allowed to both exist in the same bubble universe, you know? Because HoYoverse games have a tendency to hypothetically kill off one of the siblings. I'm looking at both Star Rail now and Genshin. Oh, so do you get a different gameplay experience with both characters? Because that's really cool actually, and would lead me to want play like 2 different accounts. Because you know I love lore. But there's there's another game that does that, and I know that because it's a game I want to play. Actually, no, I think does Astral Chain do that? Astral Chain might do that, which is a console game. And, oh, what's the other one? The other one I know does it for a fact. It has an anime as well. Oh, I can't think of it. Oh, but it's so good. I played the demo for it a long time ago. I've almost bought it like a million times. Every time it goes on sale on Steam for more than like 50% off, I almost buy it. I cannot think of it for my life. I literally had to Google like games with an anime because I can't think of it. And it's like, I'm getting the worst stuff. Like just like Genshin came up on the list. Because here's the thing, I know it has an anime because I watched like half of the anime and it's really good. At least in my opinion. Like I think the game is better than the anime, but I can't figure it out. Okay, Wikipedia has a whole article for a list of anime based on video games, which means now I have to go through the whole thing, but it is sorted by, no, it's not sorted by year. It's sorted by, it's sorted by name. Oh God, how am I supposed to figure this out? I'm gonna keep looking, by the way. I'm not giving up on this. I'm not giving up on this to the point where by the time I find it, I'm gonna forget the whole point of this video. I like how Kirby is on this list because I thought the Kirby animated series was a fever dream from when I was a child. It's not. It's on here. What is the god for say? It's like on the tip of my tongue, which is the worst part. I want to say it's like Scarlet something, but that's not coming up. What is the name of this god for? Because if it was in order by year, I'd be in such a better spot. Oh, I can do it by year. Oh my god, I am so stupid. Scarlet Nexus. I feel so bad. If anyone, is it Scarlet Nexus? Oh no, it so is. It so is. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, Scarlet Nexus. There's 2 player characters, and you pick at the beginning of the game, and I believe they're siblings, but like you don't know they're siblings. I think that's part of the lore. Maybe that. I don't think it's a spoiler though, because one of the storylines immediately recognizes like a dead brother, and they're not actually dead. Spoiler alert. But I think I could be making up half of this, right? It's been a couple years. It definitely has been a couple years since I like paid any attention to this franchise. But there's 2 player characters. They're familially related, and depending on which one you pick to play the game with, you're getting an entirely different story. It doesn't look like the story will be entirely different here. I'm not going to describe it anymore, what those stories are, because it's part of the fun. But it looks like the stories will be more similar depending on who you pick in Zenless. And I am just kind of pulling this out of a hat. It might not be like that at all. They might be the same story, but if they do go at it a Scarlet Nexus route, I would really like that, because what I played of Scarlet Nexus was really fun, and I really liked the concept as well. And obviously they're probably not the first game to even attempt that, but I think it was really cool. I really liked it, and I would love if Zenless Zone Zero kind of went that same route, because we have a lot of storylines with self-insert siblings now. And I would like it to be switched up a little bit, let them both exist. I think they're just talking about characters. And for the most part, I think all the characters we've seen before. Yeah, because there's the different houses. There's the gentle house. I don't know if it's houses or just like whatever. I don't know what they're called. What did I say? What did I say? Bellabog exists canonically in Zenless Zone Zero. Bellabog Heavy Industries. What did I say? And the bear. I've seen too much on the Zenless Zone Zero Instagram account. It's every time I open Instagram, they're just there. Their cursed TikToks are just there. I don't even go on Instagram that much. I go on it once a day, if even that. The wolf is the worst offender on their TikTok. If you know, you know. Don't go looking for it. Don't go look for it. I'm telling you that right now. Don't do it unless you want to see some tomfoolery. I think, didn't we get a trailer for this character? Because they're like solo. They work alone. Something like that. I don't know. Oh, stop. You're cool. Not the bear, but the other you. I was gonna say, wait, is he a cop? No. I thought that this was a badge. He's not a cop. I prevail. Today I win. I just want to play. I can't look at the wolf normally because I've seen too much on TikTok. Not TikTok, Instagram. It's probably on TikTok too, though. I know it's coming from TikTok. Regardless, the devil works hard, but the Zenless Zone Zero TikTok intern works so much harder. So much harder. Is there any new characters here? I feel like I've never seen this guy, but I feel like he's just kind of been in the background and it has been overshadowed by the bear. So no new characters. Are they really just going into characters now? I want to see gameplay and I'm yawning. I think at the end of the day with Zenless, I just want to, oh, this is I think a new shop maybe? That's good art. But like this game looks good. Some of this might be new art for some of the characters, but it's not like new characters, you know? This guy's so cool. Forget the bear. This guy, you are fun. I feel like maybe they have posted him before. I'm not gonna go look through the Twitter because I have done that before and it's a trip. I guess I also like this character, this one. I think his name is Billy. Billy, yeah, that's his Billy. Listen, don't ask me to read anything in Japanese, okay? Don't ask. I should be able to. I should. But no. I recognize that my Japanese language skills have gotten so bad because I just stopped studying it altogether. So, little one doing paperwork. Yep, that's a mood. This is such a mood. With the cute little school supplies, that is such a mood. That's like too relatable. Especially she has a carrot-shaped pen. I have a pencil case with carrots on it because I thought it was funny to get a carrot pencil case because I hate carrots, the fruit. Why did I want to call carrots a fruit? I don't like carrots as a vegetable, but if you know, you know. The K-pop group 17. That's all I'm gonna say. I thought it was funny. I think that's it. Are they really just having a whole section on the animal characters and Billy? The animal characters and Billy. I guess it makes sense because you like Billy, I think it's a whole play on like a Billy goat because this I think his actual character name is like Billy the Kid or something and Kid is like a baby goat, you know? I think that might be it for some. Oh no, there's more gameplay. More gameplay. I've been recording this for so long. I should have just watched the whole thing at this point. This gameplay mechanic, what is this? this is what gets me, right? This gameplay mechanic with the bar right here. I'm really curious about that. Like, that's what I'm the most curious about. They've done this in the past, though. Whenever they show gameplay for Zenless Zone Zero, it's very widescreen, and it's not like they chopped off part of the screen because the UI elements are there on screen. It's just, they just make this, I guess maybe they made it for wide monitors in like the iPhone, which has a wider screen than most things. But like, I'm not gonna be playing it that way. I'm gonna be playing it in 1080p format because that's what I'm going to be recording it in, obviously. So I want to see it in a normal aspect ratio, basically. Is there any? Oh, there is more gameplay. Wow. So it's like, I think we've seen this boss before, if I'm not mistaken. And I know we've seen these characters for sure, at least for the most part. And it does look like we have a certain kind of chain attack here as well, because we had the bear and the other character doing an ultimate attack together. So I need to get at this game. I need to play this game because I need to know what I'm talking about. I think we're just about done. Yeah, we're definitely done just about. I think that is it. Yep, that's gonna be it. This was the announcement photo, obviously, coming to consoles, PC, and mobile. It's very easily, you can tell very easily, but there is no announcement of like a beta or anything like that. So Zenless Zone Zero is just kind of still in the void, it seems like, which nothing wrong with that. Like I've said, it's just, I want something. I feel like I'm poking Zenless Zone Zero with a stick. I just want to be able to play it because it looks right up my alley. I love fast-paced combat like that. So I'm just like, I'm chomping at the bit. Let me at this game. Let me at this game. I did not get into the one singular beta that was done for it. And I feel like we could do another. I feel like we could go another round of beta. It's been a while. Because I remember the Zenless Zone Zero CBT1 was right around, I want to say it was right around a beta for Star Rail. And I didn't do CBT1 for Star Rail, but I did do 2 and 3. So, I just want to play this game. Come on. I need a frame of reference when I talk about it, I feel like. And I don't have that frame of reference because I haven't played. But eventually we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Zenless Zone Zero wasn't even supposed to be the focus of this video, but like it ended up, I thought we were going to talk about Honkai and that was it. The 2 Honkais. But no, we actually hit a lot more. I can't believe they showed this 5 months ago. I had no idea what it was. Surprise. It's part 2. Have fun with that information. I don't know what to do with that information now. Tokyo Game Show. You know, it was like half the length of the program from last year, but was so much more of an enigma by the end of it. I feel like Tokyo Game Show 2022 was even though it was very long and there was like a lot going on, they had like the voice actors playing games and stuff on this live stream. There wasn't a ton of like new information. It felt like they packed as much as they could into 2 hours and said, have fun guys, bye. Wow. And I feel like there's still more information, like there's more information floating around out there for Honkai Impact 3rd. I'm not going to talk about it, but it's there, it exists. Just wow. Am I excited for all the stuff coming to these games? Yes, I am. Even though like with Honkai Impact, specifically, I was like, I don't know guys, I don't know. Like I'm still very excited. I'm liking the first look. Like I'm excited for part 2. I'm excited to have a little bit of a modernization in the combat. I feel like it's partially needed, but also other parts of it are fine. And I'm curious how that modernization of the combat is going to work. Like how overarching, now that I think about it, how overarching is that going to be? How, are they going to switch and update some of the attacks for like older characters? Will we be able to play? Because a lot of the Honkai Impact 3rd story stages, you have a trial team anyways. You don't get to like play your own teams, but like what is endgame content going to look like and all that? Will they keep all the endgame content currently? I hope they do, because if they take like, please don't take anything away from me in this game. I love most things in Honkai Impact 3rd and I play it pretty regularly now. I kind of go back and forth where I'll take versions off from Honkai, but every time I do play it, I thoroughly enjoy it. I do wonder how events and things like that are going to work, if they're going to take more of a like Genshin and Star Rail approach, because right now, whenever I do play a Honkai Impact 3rd event, I do thoroughly enjoy it, like a lot. I really enjoy the events, but there's certain events in Genshin and Star Rail where I'm like, this is not necessarily an event I need to do for content. I can just kind of do it on my own time and it doesn't need to be like a video, because I don't think it's as like important lore wise or combat wise, because it's just like Genshin events that are just like the same combat domains over and over again, even if there is a slight gimmick. I haven't been doing those as much for content. I've been doing them, but I haven't been doing them on camera. Same thing with a lot of the Star Rail events. It's like, this is just like a bunch of button clicking and I'm not gonna do it on camera because it's like a lot of the same. But Honkai Impact third events, for the most part, if I'm going to do a Honkai Impact third event, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do the whole thing for video until I get locked out. So I'm just like, there's so much to think about with like this update, this part 2 update to Honkai Impact third, that I'm just like, the longer I sit here, I can just think of more things where I'm just like, what is it going to be like? How overarching is the optimization going to hit? Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. And I don't really know. I don't know. It's like, everything is very... I like knowing things, and there's so much I don't know about Honkai Impact third, like the future of it right now. And like, this was a 9-minute video, and I still feel like I'm missing parts. Like I said, they've been cooking this up for 5 months, this reveal. So like, I trust the devs. I do. But I also, like I said, I like knowing things, and right now everything is just there. Like, there's a lot that's just unknown, and I'm just like, where are we going? But we will know in, what is it? It's September, October, November, December. 5 more months from now, we'll know in less than 5 months from now what is going on. Because obviously we're probably gonna get more looks over time. But until then, we have what we have, the first look, the 9-minute first look. So I'm excited. Everything I know, like, a lot of what I've said probably sounds like I am not, and it's like more of a negative outlook on it, like skeptical, but it's not like skeptical. It's just like, I'm like, what about this? And what about this? Like, I'm excited to see what it's going to be like. That's kind of where I'm at. And any like skepticness is more so just because I'm like, but I like how it is currently. What do you mean? And also because it looks very heavily open world, and open world and Honkai Impact 3rd do not necessarily mix. I don't know what it is. I can't describe why they don't necessarily mix, but they don't. I think it's just a vibe, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they perfected it. You know, maybe they perfected it because open world and Genshin totally mixes. So maybe it's perfected. I don't know. I'm excited. Do I sound like I'm coping? I hope I don't sound like I'm coping. I'm just like, I'm very curious. Like, I have so many questions, and none of them are getting answered. At least for like another month. They're not going to say anything more for like a month, probably, because they just we need to be done. We need to be done with this video. I've been recording for over an hour. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but I want more. It's a first look, and I'm just like, I want to know all the details, all the fine details, the minute details. I want to know them now. But today we're gonna be done. Because this is all the information we're getting today. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I will link all the videos I tapped into down below, because there were quite a few, especially the Tokyo Game Show VOD. I could have sworn they took down the VODs after the live stream last year, but the ones from last year are up, as well as this one from this year is still up, obviously, because we looked at it. I thought they took down the VODs. That's why I was like, there's not going to be a full live stream video, but the VOD lives, so here we are. I will link all of that down below. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below, as well as subscribe for more, and click the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. As always, I hope everyone is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys!